All right, and it looks like we are live starting right now. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of the Royal We live discussion, live chat, Royal We live on YouTube. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Looks like there's a couple people trickling in right now. It's about 9:06, and I'm excited to be here and to be here with you all. So I'm glad that you're here. We've got a lot to talk about. I've been uploading lots of videos lately. I know many of you are aware. Hi, beautiful hummingbird. Hi, Diane. It's good to see you. The two of the first people there. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Crystal. There we go. Everybody's popping in right now. Fantastic. All right. Well, I hope to hear a lot of your questions and see what's going on. Hi, Tanya. Welcome, D. Well, first to like, welcome everybody. Obviously, the Royal We Live Chat is here for you. This is your community. We're here to answer your questions, talk about your questions, things that are important to you as it pertains to understanding narcissism in the world, the toxic nature of the world that we're in, current state of things, if you will. And uh, hopefully, we'll have some questions. The telephone number is up and going. You are welcome to call in tonight. And what I will do is put the telephone number up right now because um, that way, in case it's not there, somebody can call in. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and try and type it out here. Oh, no. I just disconnected my phone. Hang on a second. All right, I got it. I got my phone. We're back. We are back. Telephone number is going on right now. All right, there it is. So there's the telephone number. I should already have that up and ready for you. So you're welcome to call in and chat about whatever's going on. Hopefully, you all have had a great week. Now, I just posted a video recently, and it has by far gotten the most. Well, there we go. We'll go ahead and take that phone call. I bet I know who this is. You're live on the Royal We. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Hello.
There you are. You're live. Hello? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're live.
I can hear you through my iPad, but not through the phone. Hi.
Oh, okay. I'm missing a little connection thing. That would be why. I can hear the echo. How about now?
Can you
Can you
hear
hear
me
me?
now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is that better?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, there we go. We got it situated, everybody. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm doing okay, I guess. I just I just recently learned about you and your videos, and I had been married for 36 years, and I've just been on my own for 5 months, and realized that I've been living with someone who's a narcissist and has abused me for many, many years.
Okay.
And I'm having a really hard time. I did go no contact. Um, and I ended up having to get a restraining order against him because he was stalking me and convinced that I had a boyfriend, and he thought that was why I wouldn't have any contact with him. But yet he doesn't want to know why we're even separated, and hasn't even asked. And it's really hard because I'm trying to say no contact, but there are certain things that I feel like I need to contact him about, like financial and stuff like that. And just everything is just so
Was
blurred.
Is this a marriage or a boyfriend? What's the nature of the relationship?
No, a marriage. We
Okay. Okay.
I got married at 18, and we had been married for 36 years. I'm
Okay.
54 now.
Okay. And you're separated now
Yes, I've been on my own for 5 months.
for 5 months. How long were you married for?
36 years.
That's a long time. That's a very long
I
time.
know.
Now, was this a mutual separation? What was the catalyst that caused the separation here after 36
Um,
years?
okay, well, this is probably the sixth time that we separated, and every time I went back because I felt like it was that God hated divorce, and I felt that I
Okay.
wasn't all these things, right? But that was the main thing. The main thing was my belief, my faith.
Well,
Um,
what was pushing you out of the relationship?
um,
If
him being very verbally,
faith was keeping you in, what are the things that were pushing you out?
um, him being verbally abusive. Um, Now I understand the whole narcissistic thing. How he's manipulative. It's all about him. Anytime that I would try to discuss any type of issues that we had, everything would get, my words would all get twisted around, and it would, it would be turned against me. And he also has issues with drinking, and so those have been issues in the past as well.
Okay. So
The
alcoholism,
most,
verbal and emotional abuse, things of that nature, correct?
yeah, spiritual
Okay.
abuse too.
Spiritual
Oh, I
abuse.
should be this,
Oh,
yes.
so it sounds like marital just abandonment, right? So he abandoned the marriage basically as a result of just being into alcohol and verbal abuse and things of that. So it's abandoning the marriage and so you've been on your own and you're out of the marriage, you're separated, but you feel dependent still on the marriage, right? Or you
Yeah,
feel
it's
right. And that's a tough place to be in. You know, it's very difficult to be dependent yet be in a but want to get away from an abusive situation because what it takes to get away from an abusive situation is complete independence. It's your sovereign independence. That's what it takes to completely get away and to completely heal. And if you can't for any reason, then you simply cannot heal. You stay uh, subject to that relationship dynamic.
right. Well, I have no contact with him at all, and like I said, there's a restraining order against him of because I found out that he was stalking me and stuff, and I was getting a little bit of counseling like for domestic abuse.
Right.
Um, but like, just things like today, my daughter said something to me about him, and it just triggered stuff, and I just want to be free of it, and it's I guess I'm starting to realize just how much this has affected me and
Oh
the
yeah.
way that I think.
Yeah. It will.
Yeah.
It does. It does. It
And I
absolutely
know,
does.
I know I just watched one of your videos that was about no contact and saying, even if you're wanting to get in the last word or email them or anything, then you're breaking your no contact or you're thinking about doing it. And
Right. That's it.
um,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, you're not no
but there,
contact if you're trying to get it's this place where you're trying to change the other person and we cannot do that. We cannot change narcissists. Their abusive behavior is so it's a part of their character. And I know it's harsh to say that, but I've known many of them throughout my life and they grow up they grow just with that harsh character. That's it. It does not go
I
anywhere.
I've been with this man since I was 15 years old.
So
Like I was
you can attest that the
six.
abusive nature doesn't go, does it?
No, no, it
Right.
doesn't. And just I watched that video that you just today about, I don't know if it was iodine or something in the water and stuff, but that was just like, wow, aha moment,
Right.
because I know that, I want to be free from it. And I guess I want to be free from it probably quicker than what it's going to happen. And
The first thing you're going to have to do is get rid of the dependency, right? Whatever that looks like. If you really truly want to be free of this, then you have to not be dependent on it. That is the only
well,
way.
I
It's
depended
it's the
on,
dependency on any form or any aspect, financial, anything. That's what keeps you locked in that curse. I just did a video on generational curses, and I actually talked about how actually it was in the Bible study, Royal We Fellowship, talking about Abraham and how he was called to leave Haran. That's the place that he was grew up in. And when God said
yeah.
leave, and as a promise for leaving, he said, I will bless you. And but I don't think people really quite understand what that meant for him to leave his home. He had to leave his father, his mother, any possible inheritance, any money. He left all the customs, all the traditions, everything behind, uh, in full faith and trust that he was going to be blessed. Now, the reason he had to leave is because whatever he was attached to there was a generational curse that would not allow, in the ancient story, God to do what God wanted to do, because you cannot serve both. According to the ancient literature, you can't serve both God and 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 your own interests over here. And so when it comes to dealing with narcissistic abuse, I guess I'm kind of painting this picture, but the reality of narcissistic abuse is this: if you want to get away, you can't get away yet have one toe in. If you have one toe in the water of a pool, you're still getting wet. Part of you is. So that's kind of the principle here. Um, and so you
Yeah.
have a lot of difficult decisions to make.
Well, I have went no contact. I'm trying to actually get him to get his own insurance because it's coming out of my account, and he's the one that's keeping these ties
Well, I
on
mean,
me.
so then the other aspect of this is just boldly handling your business, right? So if it's your bank accounts, right? I mean, you should be able to go and put an end to that fairly quickly.
You'd
This
think that would be
Yeah, I'm thinking it would be. I don't know for certain. I mean, I would have to test that. I'd have to go to the bank and see if I can say, "Hey, I want my wife's name off of my account," or
well. No,
just
I've
create.
already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've already done that. But there's a part where like he's on my vehicle policy, and I'm paying for his insurance still, and he's got all his belongings in a storage unit that's in my name, but he's changed the locks, those kind of things that I'm
Yes.
trying to like
Yeah.
cut ties.
Right.
And it's hard to do when you can't communicate with them. Like,
Well, they're not going to play your. They're not going to do it for you.
yeah,
They're not.
I know.
This is why you've got to figure out. See, so many of us, and I've heard this before. We want them to do these things. We want them to. It's kind of like it's trying to get that closure. It's like wanting to have a narcissist tell you, you just want to shake them and say, just be honest with me for once. Tell me you really don't like me. It's not going to happen. They don't do that.
Right.
And especially when it comes to things like this, take your lock off of this and take my. They're not going to do anything. Some people sit back and say, well, I don't understand, why doesn't the narcissist just divorce me? They're out cheating, running around, having adulterous affairs, and I'm waiting for them just to file papers. Why won't they do it? And I just want to say, why don't you file the papers? You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not going to do anything that they don't feel is not threatening them to do, or is not convenient for them to do. And you can beg, plead, and do whatever you want. But the reality is, a lot of these things that are going to change are going to come from you. You're just going to have to say enough is enough, and just take the ropes and make things happen so that it's in your favor, at least the things pertaining to you, and be able to move
Right.
on the best way that you can move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's actually what I did today. I closed the bank account altogether. So,
Right on.
but yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Well, I'm going to
thanks.
take another call here,
Okay.
but I'm glad you called. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks.
Right.
Bye bye.
You're live on the Royal We.
Hey, it's great to be able to talk to you. I recently discovered your channel, and it's like another one of those oases in the desert that is so helpful to soothe that raw feeling that it's just so hard to explain to so many people.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. What's going on?
um, Thank you. I'd like to ask if I could. Of course, all these types of stories are huge. You know, I'm 47 years old.
Right.
But the quick of it is my father is absolutely a narcissist. Really successful auto industry executive, retired by the age of 50 with two very large homes, one in the mountains, one on the beach. And more money than he could ever hope to spend for the rest of his life at the age of 50.
Okay.
He and my mother retired. And that was roughly about 25 years ago. And my entire life, I haven't had the language for this, but I've known what's going on, you know, because I'm just kind of an empathetic person. Of course, I turned into a codependent person. And now recently I learned the language and see what it is and
Well, hey,
come to terms with it. Yeah.
So help. We talked about two separate things here. And we want to narrow it down to what's really going on, because you start off saying your father was very successful in business, made lots of money, and retired at the age of 52, and broke from that, and then just said, and now I have an understanding of what this is, and I'm having a hard time following. Is it his success that is the problem, or is there something else here?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to lay the context just a little bit, that he had
Okay.
as much money and time that he wanted to do with whatever he wanted, and he had 3 children.
Okay.
And the way that he chose to spend his time was invite his children over and ridicule them in front of their own children, his grandchildren, boss them around, be an arrogant, pardon me, but ass, you know.
We're all understanding here. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't like skiing. It hurts my knees, hurts my feet. It's cold. I don't like it. But if I wanted to spend any time with him, let's go skiing. I'll pay. Come on, let's go skiing. I hate skiing. Let's go skiing. I already told you 105,000 times. I don't like skiing. Oh, okay. You want to go skiing? You know? And he's
Okay.
smiling while he's doing it. You know?
I gotcha. Okay. So let me ask you some questions.
And I'm like,
what'd
yeah.
your relationship look like growing up as a young kid with him? Was it a lot of the same? Was it him just kind of, here, come do this, and dragging you along kind of a situation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And actually literally across the country. Chasing corporate promotions, going from the East Coast to the West Coast to the Midwest, to the East Coast again to the Midwest.
So your life always revolved just around his, basically.
Oh, yes.
And because
yes, and always,
and it's important to understand
yes.
this because most people would say, wow, a dad that wants to take a kid skiing and pay for it, that sounds awesome. But I think most people don't understand the context of when you have spent your entire life doing nothing but just revolving around whatever the dad wanted to do, and the dad never showed any interest in you, in who you are and what you want to do. All of a sudden a ski trip doesn't sound so good anymore.
Right. It's just like what your video said, is they don't invite you because they want you to be there. It's because they need you to be there. You know, like you're not there because they want to honor you as a guest. It's because you're entertainment.
Yeah, look, it's my son. I'm taking out my son, right? Type of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is for a while I didn't get it. You know, that's cognitive dissonance, when you have somebody that is offering a generous gesture, but then there's an underhanded motive of control. And it's been my entire life. It's hey, let's put you on the family plan for the cell phone, and then you don't have to pay for it, and I can carry the cost. Doesn't matter anything to me. Help you out.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Oops. Now my dad's got control of my phone. You know.
Yeah. Turn it off anytime, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who knows? Maybe you can see who I call. You know.
Well,
but
let's talk about
regardless of that, yeah.
a couple of things now because I have a better understanding of your relationship with your dad. But now let's just talk about you as an individual because I think what we're going to see here is how this has played out in your own life, and how you've grown to be. So let's talk about the things that you do, your work. Are you married? Anything of that like that right now?
I am a single bachelor, never married, no kids.
How old?
47 years old.
How old?
47.
47. And do you think that trying, never quite being, um, uh, I mean, what would you describe your reason for not being married up to this point?
Well, I was engaged twice to two women who asked me to marry them
Mm-hmm.
because a codependent man can be very valuable to some women.
Well, thank God you turned those
Because-
down. Yes. Yes.
just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Good for you. Okay.
And
You don't want to
yeah,
be
that's basically
codependent.
been the pattern.
So here's
Yeah,
here's
it's like
the thing.
I want to love you because I want you to love me.
Yeah, here's the thing. First of all, I've made a video before, and I don't quite believe in codependency, and I'll tell you what I think it is instead. I believe that what codependency is, what we call codependency, is really just a lack of knowing who we are as individuals, knowing our purpose, knowing what we're supposed
Yeah.
to, what we're supposed to do in
Oh,
life.
that's it for sure.
And based on just the little that I know about your situation with your dad, I can tell already that this is just classic, typical, reality of a father who's not involved with his son's life and interested in his son and what he's doing, and as a result, you grow up not even knowing what you're capable of, or uh, you know, who
Yeah.
you are, and
Right. Where's the standard?
right, and as a result, you're enmeshed with your dad. You have no other choice but to still
Yeah.
lean into your dad for support, for mental, emotional encouragement, and
Validation.
validation, and he's the same person he's always been.
Yeah. Yeah. Never going to change. I became a journalist because I became obsessed with being able to communicate in words a message, because I would tell him things in the clearest language I could possibly use, and it would just like drift away in the wind, and as if I'd never said anything.
Right,
Um,
right.
I'll have conversations with him and tell him important things. 2 days later, how's the weather? Okay, yeah, you doing good? Busy at work? And I was like, remember that thing I talked to you about? You're like, nope. What do you mean? Forgot about that. Oh, you did? And just one quick little quip is I had told him as a mistake. I didn't know what I was getting into. About 5 years ago, I said, I feel like you're being emotionally abusive towards me. And he basically grinned a little bit, and he's like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way and everything. My mom was there. And then
Wow.
I'm at their house a couple of weeks later, and I hear him talking to her on the phone in the other room rather loudly. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Oh, well, don't you know I'm an emotional abuser? Don't you know that? I'm emotionally abusive.
Mocking you.
Yeah, because he knew I was in the other room, and I could hear him.
Yeah.
And but at the time, like a few weeks ago, like when I said it, he's like, okay, I understand. Okay, yeah, sorry you feel that way.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a mother. Excuse me.
Yeah, right. And it's a sad reality. That the saddest part about this though is your ongoing enmeshment, that you're still striving and trying to hang out and be a part of this person's life, right? Which in reality, right now, you should be the matriarch of your own, not matriarch, patriarch. I think that's right.
Really good.
Of your own family,
Yeah. You're
right?
right. Oh yeah, sure. 47 years old. My dad retired at 50. Yeah. But you know what? I also remember. I understand is that this is actually a gift that I'm able to have the sensibility and awareness of this,
Right.
because I would never want to live within the hell of that consciousness. And forgive them for what they do, but let's not put our pearls before swine.
Yes,
So
that's
yeah,
it. That's
the real
it.
thing that kind of got me a little edgy right now is 3 weeks ago I put the hammer down. I wrote him a letter and said, I've tried everything. You don't get it. You probably don't even care about this letter. Just please leave me in peace, and I'm sure you want me to leave you in peace as well. And that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's not going to understand. His life became his career, his money, and you are going to have to understand, and it's difficult, but understand going forward that your identity does not come from your dad. His time to raise you is over. He had his chance, and that's it. And now it's up to you to, live out the rest of your days to the best of your own ability and find whatever purpose that is. Find that calling. Find your reason for being here, aside from your parents, aside from your dad. Not easy.
Thank you. And
Not easy.
Oh yeah, no, thanks for appreciating that. Because that's like counselors looking me straight in the face and not having any idea what I was saying. But I kind of rely upon your video and some others, sort of as like Tarzan going through the jungle, like one vine to another. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you're out there. Like a trapeze artist, perhaps, is one more.
That's all right. That's all right. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
But thank you so much. So yeah, I'm a no
right.
contact guy. I'm a single bachelor. I'm starting the whole deal right now. So it's just going to be one day easier, I hope, from the next day. I kind of use the chicken pox analogy a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, as you slowly step away and get away from your dad, as far as that emotional need for validation and whatever, you'll start to heal. Absolutely.
And they're a package deal because, of course, my father completely dominates my mother. He's just a roly-poly sweetie pie of a mom.
Right.
But I also have to understand and appreciate she's an adult too, and she knows everything that's been going on. She makes her own choices. And I've tried with her too, and she doesn't even want to touch it because she's scared.
Yeah.
It's bigger than me. So we have to let go at some point, right?
That's it.
Anyway, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much
for
being out there for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. I appreciate the phone calls. We've had some good phone calls, and there was a couple of them that were trying to get in there and didn't make it look like there was a call from New York. If you're still listening, you're welcome to call in if you would like to. I'll leave the lines open for a couple more minutes here. And how's everybody in the community doing? Well, you're live on the Royal We.
Hi. I just want to celebrate my 31 days of freedom. I fled 1 month ago.
That's great.
And I am so proud of me.
Good. Freedom from who?
Well, from my spouse and my family, because my spouse helped me in a very painful way to understand who was my mother, and to understand that I chose a spouse that was the copy-paste of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough, but it's like you're trying to heal your past to your actual spouse.
Yes.
And so 2 years ago, I went in no contact cold turkey with my mom and her side of the family. And I prepared myself because, when you share a house and you share everything with someone, you have to prepare for a longer time to leave the relationship.
Right.
So I really prepared myself fleeing without never confronting the narcissist because, of course, you will never get any validation or acknowledgement, or even worse, hoping for them saying, I'm sorry, is truly a dream, right?
Yeah.
So, that's all I wanted to say. Celebrated with you, boys and girls, that 1 month of freedom. So thank you very much. I'll leave the space for the call.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in and celebrating that and sharing that with us. I appreciate that. And that's awesome. One of the things I thought would be really cool at some point is to be able to get, I wish we can get some kind of award system, send out chips or something like that. Kind of like in recovery, how you get a chip for being in recovery. This could be a no contact. It could be a no contact. Somebody just tried to call and then stopped from New York. It's New York again. You're welcome to call in. Don't hang up next time you call. But wouldn't that be great, guys? Just if we had some kinds of chips or something to pass out, some kind of tokens, maybe virtual tokens that can represent. Here we go. New York, you're live on the Royal We.
Hi, hello. I'm calling in because I have a question for something I've been dealing with. I never knew about narcissism before. Well, thank you for taking my call. But I never knew about narcissism before, but I really believe that the Holy Spirit led me to it because I was in a relationship with someone and I started to feel a bit of discomfort about it. I felt like I was losing my mind. I felt like I was losing myself until I came across videos on narcissism,
Okay.
and one of yours was one of them that actually I'm thankful for it because it helped me connect it to Christ and my spiritual life. So what happened is I got into a relationship with this person, but I just felt from the beginning like something was weird about the relationship. But my family felt that I wasn't in a relationship for such a long time, for 5 years, and they felt like this person was a nice person because of the image that he portrayed to them, and they convinced me that I should give him a chance. So I kept getting this dream that he was married. So I asked him, I said, "Are you married?" I asked him on 5 different occasions. He said no. So as we started to get closer and the relationship started to get really, really solid, I got this dream that he was married and something said, "Go on the mother of his child's Facebook." I went onto the Facebook and I saw wedding pictures.
Ah,
After and then after I saw that, everything that he said, I started to question it. I come to realize that he didn't have legal documentation to be in the U.S. He
okay.
told me that that's a reason why he married the mother of his child because he was married to someone in Virginia. It didn't work out, and then he married the mother of his child. She was supposed to help him, but he really loved me. And anyway, he put me in a lot of debt. I racked up credit cards, took out car loans, all of these other stuff in a period of 9 months for this individual.
Yeah.
Um, so fast forward to now, it's been a year. Um, he met someone, from what I understand, 4 months ago, and he got married last month.
Okay.
So within 4 months of meeting this person, now he's married to
Yeah.
this person, and it has me feeling really, really crushed. And I keep thinking, well, maybe it was me. What did I do wrong?
No.
It seems like he's happier with this person.
Yeah. Well, listen, and when he was with you in the beginning, or would have been with you, he would have shown that he was happier too, to somebody
Mhm.
else who he was leaving for you. So he
Mhm.
was married in Virginia or whatever, and started hanging out with you and was happier with you, and then he left you and was with somebody else and happy with that person. What you have to understand about narcissists is that they are not. It's not you. It's they're not in
Mhm.
love with you, and that's not the source of their happiness. So what they rely on just jumping from person to person in order to find some form of happiness. They need to constantly be happy because they don't have true contentment or joy in
Mhm.
their life. They don't have joy to
Mhm.
share with you. They don't have contentment to share with you. So there's no loyalty, there's no commitment. And this is why they seem so happy, is because they have to jump to a new person on and on and on in order to be happy. And to be honest with you, this new relationship, don't ever look at the relationship saying, well, it must have been me. No, it's
Mhm.
that he is not able to be satisfied, and
Okay.
this new relationship will not last. It won't. It's not going to. He's not going to. He's going to use that relationship to make himself feel
Mhm.
happy until that place is used up, and then he'll go to somewhere else. This is just
Oh
this
wow.
is the typical pattern of narcissistic behavior. And
Oh, okay.
how long were you guys together for?
In total, 10 months.
So not
We
quite a
broke up
year.
last,
Okay.
not even quite a year, but he left me in a lot of debt.
Oh yeah.
Really, really heartbroken, really heartbroken, paying off debt and all of this. But it
Typical
seems like
user.
he moved on. Yeah, he moved on like in a way like I never existed. You know, like
Well, they have
it seems
to.
like I never existed.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
the reason is because they have a certain level of paranoia about
Mhm.
them, and what this means is that they realize he knows he used you, he stole from you, he's taken a lot of
Oh, he
money
knows
from you.
that. Okay.
So, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they know they would never admit it, but they know it. They have
Oh,
to.
okay.
And so the
Okay.
best thing he could do is to run and not look back because it he knows it's imagine running and looking over your shoulder as though there's a bunch
Mhm.
of people chasing you because they gave you
Mhm.
something and they want it back. Most people
Right.
don't realize this about narcissists, but this is how they run their lives. When they when they
Wow.
leave, a part of their leaving is a paranoia. They know they did wrong, and
Mhm.
one of two things is going to happen. They're going to run and they're going to pretend you don't exist. That way they don't have to
Okay.
think about any money they owe or anything like that. Two, if you come after them, then they'll fight you and they'll say you're crazy. I don't owe you anything.
Okay.
I never took anything from you. You're a liar.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is what makes
Right.
narcissists so dangerous, right? Is
Right.
are those two things. One, it's very hurtful, but we
Mhm.
just need to be able to have that be able to understand that their mindset is not like yours. You're in it
Okay.
because you genuinely cared for the person and you want to do
Mhm.
what's best for them and you want to love them and you want to help them out. Their
Mhm.
mindset is not that. Their mindset is how can I get something to make me feel good right now?
Mhm.
Can I get sex? Can I get money? And
Mhm.
then it's where can I get it next, right? If it starts to dry up, I'm going to go and get somewhere
Mhm.
else. And that's their life.
Okay. Because well, I don't want to pick up too much time, but like two more things that I have. Like I didn't even know he was in a relationship with someone. But from what I understand, from a close friend is he told his best friend that he met this individual 3 months ago. They got married last month, so I guess that's a total of 4 months that they didn't see each other. So they married within 4 months. But it was like the month, like 3 weeks before I heard that he married. My neighbor said that he passed down my street. So my family were asking me, "Did you guys get back together?" I said, "No, I don't know anything about that." So I don't even know like why 3 weeks before he got married, he passed down my street for some reason. But now he told his friend that he's married to this girl. She's a correction officer. She makes a lot of money, and he even took her to the mother of his child's house where they had the graduation ceremony 2 weeks ago for his son. Like, how come he's doing all of these things? Why it seems like he's being extra with her and like more happier, like more settled.
Again, it's crazy. And he's just finding happiness. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Wherever they can find happiness. That's it.
But usually it still doesn't work out, or does?
No. No. Because listen, happiness
Hmm.
is not sustainable.
Okay.
Happiness is not sustainable. Do you follow me on that? I mean, in
Yes.
any good relationship, let's say
Hmm.
your happiness when you meet somebody in your relationship, let's say your happiness is based on the fact that you guys get together, you have a lot of money, you're able to go out, fancy dinners, this and that, have a good time. But let's say then in that relationship, let's say you're married and
Hmm.
let's say a catastrophic economic collapse happens. Now you have no money, right? Well, you're not going to be
Hmm.
facing happy times anymore, are you? It's going to
Right.
be just you and the other person and not so happy. So that's the reality of the world. Happiness is not sustainable. Okay. Happiness flees. You could be happy one day and mad the next.
Hmm.
So it's important to understand that because narcissists need to always be happy. They need
Okay.
to find something that makes them not think about how horrible their life is, and so sometimes they find happiness in
Hmm.
sex, so they have affairs or they meet multiple people. Sometimes they
Hmm.
find their happiness in money. Sometimes they find their
Hmm.
happiness in putting people down. This is why narcissists become
Hmm.
abusive and they call people names and they cuss people out. It makes them happy. It relieves the tension from their own life, and so this is why, no, he's not going to be better off in a new relationship. He moved on,
Hmm.
but he's going to find a spot where he's unhappy. And what's going to happen? He'll leave her or he'll abuse her. That's the nature. You there? Oh, guess I lost it. Well, listen, I think that's it. It wraps it up. Looks like my phone just died. And we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of the Royal We Live chat. Everybody in the community, happy that you are here with us. Be sure to join us next Monday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, Royal We Live chat. Also, morning, Saturday morning, 9 o'clock a.m. is the Royal We Fellowship. This is the brand new Bible study that is it's based around just the understanding that the world is narcissistic and toxic. It's 9 a.m. every Saturday morning, Central Time. You can find the links to the channels down below in the description box. I have been uploading videos almost nightly on the organic channel. Hopefully that people are enjoying that and gaining something from it. And I'm going to try my best right now, even though it's late, to get a video out there tonight. We shall see. But I will be back with more for you. And thank you so much for being here, everybody. I'm happy that you guys are all here. And we're going to go ahead and sign out. And we'll be back next Monday night, hopefully with more phone calls. More D. Thank you, D, for everything you do. And everybody, just give a shout out to D. D is also a moderator on Royal We Fellowship as well. And give a shout out to Tanya. Tanya is here every single week to help out with everybody. She's an amazing gal. Your hearts are amazing. Appreciate you, D and Tanya, and all the moderators and everybody that's here. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next time. Good night.